Good morning, guys. Just wanted to start the vlog off with me getting ready. My skin has been breaking out ever since I came to Houston. And every time I come to, I guess, the United States, my skin tends to break out. And then when I go back to Panama, it just clears back up. You know, I'm not surprised anymore because I'm like on TikTok learning about all these shady stuff going around with the food in America. Don't know if this is true. By the way, I'm not saying it is, but they said that they put the thing that you guys put for plants. Babe, George? Oh, pesticides? Yeah, here it is. Atrazine, but not sure if this is true once again. Another thing is like the meat here. I think they put so much antibiotics. My skin is, I think it's very sensitive because I was on antibiotics when I was in high school and then I completely stopped. Maybe there's a link to that. I'm not sure. I'm no dermatologist. It's been a little bit stressful, not gonna lie, because but honestly though, I forget to be grateful about it. My skin used to be so bad, guys, that people would comment. When I was in Korea, I went to saunas. If you guys don't know, Korean culture is very normal. Like you go strip naked in front of like other ladies and they don't care. Nobody was there except for like a few people, including me. And so I was sitting next to this lady. She was like in her 60s. Don't know her, by the way. She just looked at me once and I think she kept looking at me again and again, and I think she noticed how bad my skin was. And when I mean bad, it was like you could have goosebumps just looking at it. Somebody commented that they have goosebumps just looking at my face. I'm not gonna say who. She kept looking at me and she just like said, "Miss, if you stop eating meats and oily stuff, your skin is gonna get better. You shouldn't be doing this, you should do that." I was a saint back then, I guess, but I just smiled at her and I said, "Oh, thank you so much." But that's how bad my skin was, guys. Like people would take double looks at me. I wish I had a picture. Having said that, I really shouldn't forget how bad my skin used to be, and by the grace of God, like it just cleared up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. So every time I see somebody with bad skin, one thing, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Only people who had bad skin would know, but they're very sensitive where their eyes go when you're talking to them. Let's say the camera is at your eye, and if I go like this while I'm talking to you, that's one thing I really am sensitive to whenever my skin gets bad. So when I'm talking to somebody with bad skin, for example, I don't want them to feel the same way, so that they know like, hey, like I'm just focused on you and what you're saying. Let me know if you guys struggle with anything that made you guys self-conscious. It used to be my weight, but now not so much.
Yoo-hoo!
Say hi to the vlog.
Hi to the vlog.
I miss vlogging, honestly. I don't know why I stopped. Oh, I think I know why I stopped. I think I got a little depressed. You know, everybody has those kind of moments. And I wish I was like one of those people that are so disciplined that even though they don't want to do it, they just continue doing it. You know, one thing I'm really grateful that America has, difference between Panama and Houston specifically, is like how big it is. Panama actually has a lot of nature, and also it's busking, has a lot of city life, but man, Houston is a completely different scale. They also have really big roads, so driving is a lot easier. I noticed there's so many like Latinos here too. Bro, there's so many times that I try to speak to somebody in Spanish and they just get insulted. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. You know, I grew up in Panama. I consider myself Panamanian as much as I consider myself Korean. I don't know if you guys have that second gen, third gen kind of identity. For example, if I'm struggling in Korean when I'm in Korea, if somebody talked to me in English, I'll be like, oh my God, thank the heavenly Lord that you're helping me with a language that I'm more comfortable with. With that kind of intent, I would try to speak in Spanish. I don't want to assume that they speak Spanish just because of their accent. So only when they're, for example, they're speaking on the phone with somebody in Spanish, that gives me the opportunity to be like, oh, you speak Spanish? Okay, me too. And then we start, yo soy de Panamá, I'm from Panama. And then you don't see a lot of Korean looking or Asian looking people speaking Spanish. That's something that I've had a lot of unique experiences here. When you go to Panama, like you assume that even though I look like this, you have to speak Spanish because Spanish is the main language. One thing I love about Texas, community here is actually really sweet. They're so kind. It's not like what you guys think of when you guys think of Texas. It's like, speak English, you're in America. Pew, pew, pew. And the food here, guys. Even George, he doesn't eat Lebanese food unless it's in Lebanon. He lived in like New York, Ohio. So he's had a fair share of trying out American Lebanese food. And he said Houston is the only place that does it right, which is crazy. This is my makeup, my lip for today. Hi guys, I did some HIIT and some weight. I followed Chloe Ting's HIIT workout. I didn't even do half of it. I'm like sweating. If you guys haven't tried Chloe Ting's workout, you really guys should. I shed those pounds like crazy. So there's something I wanted to show you guys that I've not seen in my body. My shoulders were never that defined because I always did my legs, and so today I just noticed that when I move my muscles like this, you see that little line? Like, that's so cool. Little celebrations every day. Every time I flex like this to my parents, they're like, oh my god, you look like a guy. Guys, it's so hot in Texas. We've been outside for like 15 seconds and I can feel sweat coming out.